Did you know that you could be getting 2 deals a month from Facebook groups for free? No ads, no spending a dime, and even if you're not a social media guru. So, this is the 5-minute market report hack that follows up with every lead for you. Any lead type, any market can be used over and over. And one of my favorite things about it is it's free to make. Come on now. You guys see the grocery prices? I am happy to take anything that is free and useful. Thank you. All right, so who is this for? Who is this for? You've got leads collecting dust, but you don't know how to re-engage with them. Okay? You want to be known as a local market expert in real estate. Duh. Right? You don't have time to dig through the MLS data and craft updates. That's an exhausting process. You want an easy, and it is easy. I want to make that clear. It actually is easy. Okay. You hear other people say easy, and then you realize it's easy after you've spent 5 years developing the craft. No, this is actually very easy. Free, and it's a repeatable way. That's one of my favorite things, by the way. You can use this daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, annually. It is amazing that you can actually do this, and it works for leads, past clients, social media, everything. Distraction free zone, because if you are distracted, you're distracting. So keep the video on so I don't get lonely, and you guys have something else to look at other than me. Riley's here, so he's going to be much better with that. Make sure that you turn off the phones if you can, or at the very least, put the screen down, because you're here to find value, to bring follow-up to your leads. That's why you're here. That's why you set this time aside. It wasn't to go and answer messages or emails. You'll have time for that. This is to bring value to you. Make sure you participate. You know, we walk through this, and it always just share this with others. Share the good word, if you will. So we're going to jump right into Riley and I had been working on this, and it just seemed like a really good place. So first, what I want you to do is just get a tally in your database. Okay, we're going somewhere with this. How many contacts do you have in your phone, Facebook profile? Yeah, you're like your friends list. If you have a professional dashboard, then your followers, in your CRM. Okay, and I'm going to give you an example of what that looks like. So we'll just say my phone has 701 people on it. My Facebook friends is 4,987. That's probably very close, by the way. And my CRM has, let's say, 478. So that's a total of 6,000 on that. So just real quick, even if you need to estimate, give me a number of what you think your total database size is from those three sources and drop it in the chat. I'm fine with you estimating. I don't need an exact. This is going to be part of an example we'll bring you. So don't overthink it. If you know, like, oh, I've got a couple hundred people. Carrie, there we go, 5,000. Andrea, 16,000. Woo! Lacey, 2,000. Keep them coming, guys. Keep them coming. Kristen, 3,000. What are you thinking, Riley, so far? Seen some bigger numbers than I thought.
I was going to say bigger numbers than I would have thought as well.
There we go. There we go. I love this. I love this. Isabel, 800 plus 2K on social media. Yep. Kathleen, 2,000. It's pretty crazy when you start to add it up, isn't it? Isn't it? It's pretty wild. Like I don't really know that many people, and then you realize like
Mm.
all of us have a pretty significant reach, just the way our world is designed now. So now, a question for everybody. What's one way you've brought value to all of them using the same exact follow-up? Meaning, if it was on Facebook and you said it in direct messenger, it's exactly what you also said in a text. And it's exactly what you also said through your automated CRMs or emails. What's one way that you have followed up with all of them? And if you don't know, just put a bunch of question marks in the chat. That's okay. That is the answer I'm expecting, but you are welcome to blow me away. Okay, there we go. All right, that's what I was thinking. Okay, don't worry. You were Bonnie, you cheating already? General market report, get out of here. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, Sonny, it's almost like we work together or something, man. I love it. He said he sent out a new construction perks and incentives list. Oh yeah, you have to do a training on that one, by the way, guys. It is awesome. Steven's trying to do a newsletter. Yep, I love it.
Mhm.
All right, so market reports, guys. This is what Riley and I kind of came up with. And you know, we have a couple reasons why, and I'll list them here for you. But when Riley and I were talking about, okay, what's a really big problem that real estate agents have right now? And that problem is, and Riley knows this because of what he does with Speculo and his company, which is literally helping to follow up with all your leads, all your leads. We need more leads than ever, guys. Don't let anybody else like gurus from 50 years ago who tell you they only talk to five of their friends and that's how they make their business. Do not listen to them. They're not telling you the truth. They are on cruise control and they have no idea what's going on. The reality is, even the best teams in the world with the most value have to talk to more people than ever. That's just the reality. Look at Riley shake his head, or not in agreement, right? Riley, I
Yeah.
mean, you've seen you work with some major teams,
Yeah.
so give me just a quick insight on that. I mean, like with how much contacts they're having to
Yeah.
make.
We look at it in a very simple way as just a math equation. 500 people a year, you're going to sell X number of houses. You talk to 1,000 people a year, you're probably going to sell double the number of houses, right? So it's just a simple math equation. We have teams that, like, so for my team, for example, the team that I'm a part of in Austin, Texas, our team has a total of about 180,000 contacts in our database, right? Now, that's just a huge database that we work with on a regular basis and a lot of AI, hence this conversation here, to make sure that it's valuable communication. But when you get to that size of a database, whether it's 180,000 or it's 10,000 or it's 4,000 or it's 500, leverage is what matters, right? More
Mm,
communication, even if it's a general market report that you're going to send the same thing to everybody. Again, one of the other things you hear from gurus is, well, general market reports don't work. Well, that makes sense if you're talking to 20, 30, 50, maybe 80 people and you are able to understand who they are and know what you're talking about and remember the last conversation you had. But when you have 180,000, 10,000, or even a lot of the people in this group, I think the lowest number I saw was 800, which is higher than most I see on a regular basis. I
yeah.
mean, in 5K, 4K, 9K, like that is a lot of people that you're not going to remember the conversation being had. And they don't expect you to either. What they do expect is to receive value from you. And
Yes.
I see people who have 1,000 contacts in their database that sell $80 million in volume a year. And I also see people that have 80,000 contacts in their database that sell 25 million volume a year, right? And it's just either one is following up consistently and providing value on a regular basis, and one isn't. And that's really where you start to realize the difference between the people that are in your SOI, the people that work with you regularly, and then all the other contacts that have no clue who you are, right?
And so this is where like the market reports came in. This is where we're like, okay, because you guys know, I by the end of this call, you're going to have accomplished something. This isn't to lead into a course that you're going to spend 5 grand for me. I have nothing against anybody who does that, but you know my heart. You're going to get something that you can apply today to make your life better, your business better. So why market reports? Okay, works with any lead type. That's phenomenal, by the way, who's not first time home buyer. It won't resonate. It doesn't work. Hey, you just sold your home. You should use a first time home buyer program. Well, they probably owned a home, guys, in the last 3 years. They wouldn't qualify. That would not resonate very well, right? So having something that works with any lead type, first time home buyers, cold, warm, referrals, even past clients, huge value add. They can be used in every form: newsletter, email, text, video, social media posts, postcards. How's that? They can be used repeatedly, daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, annually, and forever. They're never not relevant as long as you make them relevant. And we'll get more on that. Oh, would you look at that? Irrelevant to everyone. If you make it relevant, and I want to emphasize that, if you make it relevant. Remember the joke we were saying earlier about these 54 pages auto generated MLS market reports? Those are not relevant. They aren't relevant. They're just there to make you feel good about the money you spend. That's it. That's it. The MLS did not design that to actually be helpful for you. It's just a garbage feature that they do to say, look, we did stuff. That's why you should keep paying us. It's the truth. Okay. It is both lead gen and follow up at the same time. It is both lead gen and follow up at the same time. It builds your brand and positions you as a local market expert. And it's free and it makes you smarter for doing them. It really does. Okay. It's literally self development at the same time. So, how many of you, again, I know I asked this in the beginning, but we had a bunch of people join afterwards. How many of you have used a market report as part of your follow up? Not automated. I want to emphasize that. Not automated. Now, not saying you don't mass send it, that's different. How many of you have made a market report and then use that as part of your follow up? I'm just curious. Drop it in the chat, like that you have, and it's okay if you haven't. No, I haven't. I haven't done this before. That's okay. I mean, you're in the right place. All right, love it. Love seeing it. Barbara, not consistently. I love your transparency. That is awesome. It's hard to do a lot of things consistently, by the way, but this should help. I'm telling you guys so much. And I'm Riley. I don't know how long you've been in real estate as well, or in the marketing space, but I know it's been a while. AI has made so much possible that just wasn't possible before.
Yeah. Yeah. It's unbelievable. My favorite, I was actually thinking about this here for a second, and I wanted to drop this knowledge bomb on you guys right before we move to the next slide. One of my favorite terms in marketing that is very applicable to the real estate industry right now is called fast advertising. And the concept of fast advertising is basically saying instead of creating these approaches to marketing where it's this 12-month, 18-month, 2-year long campaign, when the industry is shifting so fast, and all of us know that feeling. I mean, my gosh, the last couple of years have just been an absolute roller coaster of good, bad, middle, whatever. And we all know at the end of the day, the best time to buy or sell a house is right now, right? But it's the messaging is different as the industry shifts and consumers have access to more knowledge. And so the concept of fast advertising is take whatever that current piece of information that everybody's attached to, aka back to the point of relevance that Robert's talking about here, and use a tool like AI to create a market report that analyzes data that supports the message of buying a home now makes sense or selling a home now makes sense. Now, we're not trying to manipulate people with information. What we're doing is saying, hey, right now the election is a big topic, or the price of groceries is a big topic. How do we take information about the real estate market, button it up in a way where it attaches
Mm-hmm.
itself to that message that
Yes.
everybody's paying attention to, and we create a fast advertising campaign that attaches to something that is consistently organically creating a wave in the market, and share a message to our consumers so that we look like we're a leading knowledge person in the market. We're able to provide them value that they didn't
Yes.
ask us for. And then that also just kind of ties them back to us of like, wow, this person knows how I feel. I'm worried about the price of eggs, and they're talking to me about the price of eggs as it relates to building wealth
Yes.
in real estate.
And
Like
it
that.
sounds like a joke. It does at first, guys. I know that that sounds like a joke. All right, Robert. Toilet paper and eggs and all this stuff is somehow going to help me sell more houses. But you don't understand something that's so, most agents don't, by the way. So I'm not attacking you. What I'm saying is, even me, I struggle with this. We struggle with remembering the humanity of people.
Mhm.
They are afraid. And they can't, if they are fearful about five, six, $7 carton of eggs, then the idea of a four, 500, six, $700,000 home is so beyond their comprehension and league. But here's the thing: if you can help them understand that it's going to be okay, even though eggs are expensive, what you're doing is you're giving them permission to believe in something better, and then they go, okay, you know what? Maybe we could just start to talk about real estate because it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And so while we laugh, and it is fun to laugh, and it's good to laugh off some of these, the truth is that you are afraid. You are all just as much human as them.
Yeah.
I love what you just said, Riley. It's helping people learn about something important in the way they need to be taught and understand the topic. So now let's talk about time real quick, okay? We have more to do than ever as well. In my opinion, we have a lot more work to do because guess what we just said? egg prices are up. We do need to work harder. We do need to be mindful of our budgets. We do need to make more money. Anybody think they need to make less money? No way. I'm throwing my hand down. I got to make more money without a doubt. I have to. I don't have a choice. I can't control, but I do need to eat. And so do my family. Okay? So my solution is I can't drive down egg prices, but I can drive revenue up.
Mhm.
So that's how I'm going to meet these problems. But I only have so much time. So let me ask you this. If you had to figure out right now in your city, the median sales price, inventory trends, days on market, mortgage rates, new construction growth, and then phrase it all in a relevant way, in a way that the average person would understand, how much time do you think that would take you? Remember, no automated generated reports because they're going to give you a bunch of garbage. I'm talking about if you went and had to collect this information right now for yourself, how much time do you think it would take you? There's no wrong answer, by the way. No wrong answer. Some of you may be really quick and it takes you 5 minutes. Some of you might be like, it takes me an hour. Barbara, get out of here. You spoilers. I love it. I love it. 10, 15 minutes, 30 minutes. Yep. Okay. This is what I was expecting. It's not horrible, right? You guys kind of have to see this stuff. If you're active, you're in the MLS, you kind of know how to get this information pretty quickly. So thank you for dropping in the chat. 3 MLS systems, Kristen. That's a lot. That's a lot. I'm so sorry. Now I want you to times that number, whatever it is, by the areas you actually serve, because you don't just serve one city for most of you. Most of you serve multiple cities, 5, 6. I believe the average is 7 cities. If I remember correctly, the average real estate agent serves not always entirety, but it might be a piece, but still 7 cities. So now how long is this going to take you to do it for all 7 cities? Barbara, get down here with that ChatGPT. That's coming next. She's like, yeah, just 30 minutes. It's easy. Yeah. Sonny says 9 hours. Yeah, Sonny, you know. You have a lot of overlap in your city. If you guys live in like a metro, big metro city like Nashville, LA, you have like 50 mini cities that you have to like service. So it's pretty crazy. All right. Now you have to times that number again by how often you do this. If you do it daily, oh my gosh. Good luck. Okay. Weekly, monthly. That's a lot of time. That's why we're doing this. So now we're going to show you how to do this. So I did a test run on this. Riley and I did a test run together as well. There's 2 programs, 2 AIs. You can use the free versions, by the way. And no, we don't own these companies, ChatGPT and DeepSeek. I wish we did. Oh, truly.
I
That'd
wish.
be amazing. Okay. So you can use the free versions. We're going to actually show you kind of a live demonstration. Riley, what do you want to use today? Do you want to do DeepSeek on your end, and or what do you
Why
think
don't why don't you use ChatGPT with the demo that you already made?
Perfect.
I think more people. I would even if we just ask everybody to say yay or nay. I would imagine more of you guys have already worked within ChatGPT versus versus DeepSeek. DeepSeek's a little bit more new. So
All
I think
right.
Chat.
That's smart. I was just gonna. That's a great question, guys. Drop in the chat. I'm gonna assume Riley is 100% on point. DeepSeek AI or GPT? Which one do you use
Yeah.
the most? Which one are you most familiar with? Even if you don't even use it, that's fine. You do not need to jump into it yet. Instead, what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna pull up GPT. Actually, I had it up on my other screen. Hold on. And I'm going to just show you. ChatGPT and I are very intimate. It's so crazy though. Is like I laugh, but I'm laughing because it's true. Like the amount of information I feed GPT is insane. It's insane. All right, so let me pull up GPT real quick. I'm gonna get this set up for you guys. I can't wait to show you this. When Riley and I were working on this, I was like, yes, this is what people need something that actually helps agents. And so give me a second. I got this. I'm pulling up on the screen and then I'll drag it over to you. And I'm going to drop this prompt in the chat for you guys as well for reference so it's easier for you to read because I'm going to do a different screen. So I want you to see. Bing. There we go. All right, I'm going to show you the prompt. I don't know if there's a... Oh, okay, good. It'll let me do the full prompt. All right, so I dropped it in the chat for you too so you guys can read this. All right, and then in a minute, Riley's going to explain why this prompt, okay? But first, I just want you to see this, okay? So I went to ChatGPT. There's a bunch of different models. Don't overthink it, guys. You're going to learn a lot about AI. You're going to learn about different things. Don't overthink it. Just use whatever comes up standard for your free version. If you have a paid version, you can get into the more advanced reasoning like O1. It is better, okay? But I believe free version is 4.0. I'm pretty sure that's what you get with the free version. So I'm going to drop this prompt in here. Now, I will say this. This is important for you to know. You need to have search the web available when you do this, okay? Both of them have those options. It's literally that click of the button right there. Search the web, okay? I'm just showing you this, okay? That's the prompt. Notice what I just did, right? Copy and paste, and then I hit search. Now check this out. First of all, see how quick this is. I don't care. I don't care how fast you are. You're not this fast.
Hmm.
You're not this fast. Okay? And so doing extra work just to be slower doesn't make sense. If you can produce the same results exponentially faster, and notice that I could just switch this out again and again for every city that I service. Okay? Now, I'm just going to read through the results so you know. Okay? It actually shows you, great question, Stephen. Where does it get the info? This is why you have web search on. It will tell you where it's gathering this info from. Okay? So that's what these little gray boxes right here, right, is it's showing you where it's getting these statistics from. This is an amazing thing. It was very hard to get for a long time. It's improved so much. So let's go over it real quick. Okay, so I'm going to read the prompt. I want you to act as a local real estate market research expert for Murfreesboro, Tennessee. You guys know that's where I live. Go acquire this information for the month of February 2025. Okay, median sales price, inventory trends, days on market, mortgage rates, new construction growth, and any other key elements. You know why I put any other key elements? AI knows a lot more than I do. And sometimes it'll like see something or know something. It's actually pretty crazy. I don't know if you've seen this too, Riley. When you give it permission, so you give it clear instructions, and then you give it permission to put a cherry on top, it loves to find a cherry on top if it can. It loves to be like, oh, and by the way, Amazon is about to build a new thing in your area and that should bring jobs. Oh my gosh, what the crap? I had no idea, right? Like this stuff. So keep dropping your questions in the chat. We will answer them. Keep dropping them in the chat. Median sales price, median home sales price in Murfreesboro, $479,900. Perfect. See, again, super clear, super concise. Notice how they're right, or it's usually bigger and wordier. This is simple and concise. Okay. Inventory trends, right? Increase from January. Ooh, that's positive. You don't think people might want to know that, right? Days on market. This was actually something I didn't know, and I was actually very surprised. And I went and fact checked this, and this is accurate. 34 days on market, 2025, which is a decrease from 52 days on the market in February of last year. Anybody think that that's an important thing for you to know? That's really important. I bet you, though, if I went and pulled 100 agents in Murfreesboro right now and I asked them what the days on market are, I bet you they wouldn't know at all. Even though this is arguably one of the most critical things you need to know. Okay. Mortgage rates. Anybody think a mortgage is kind of important in real estate? Right? Yeah, it's just a mortgage, right? Okay. New construction growth. I always ask about this one. That's why I added in. New construction, one of the best ways to get a house right now because they often offer incentives and things like that. So it's good to know. And look at this. They also added, again, some areas like this where they're adding in commercial, they're adding in extra things, right? Additional insights, increase, that there is an increase. That's good to know, right? So again, this is super cool. It took no time, guys. It was a copy and paste of the prompt. And I could do this for 100 cities if I wanted to. It would be insane. Okay. So this is why I'm showing you this. Let me see. We got some quick questions there. You should be in the Agent Alliance live weekly calls. They're free, they're interactive. Within 5 to 10 minutes, you are working, getting live examples, live role plays. Unlike most calls where they're just sitting there and they're texting, we got you. You're going to leave this call having worked on a solution for your business, have an accountability partner and a whole community behind you to solve these problems. But you got to get into live call to get the full interactive experience. Take a screenshot of it, drop it in the Agent Alliance group chat. I'll tag Riley in it too. We'll go and look at it and give you some feedback or something, okay? Steven, we already answered your question. Where does get the info? Let's see. Any other questions about this? Let me see. Looks at how do you turn on the web? If you have the free version, I don't think web search works on the free version. I'm not sure. That's a great question. I don't think so.
The free
But you
version,
could.
the free version searches from a subset of data. Like it has its own access to a very specific group of data versus the search on the paid version can go across the internet of live data right now.
Yeah, the simple one is right here. Search the web. This button right down here. You click it, turns blue, and there you go. You got it. Some people are saying it's updated and it's also for the free version. So if it is, awesome. But that's where you're going to find it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now let's make sense of all this. I'm going to go back to this screen. Okay. Oh yeah. Make sure you have a web search activated, turned on. So we're going to let you go and test this out for yourself. Some of you have already started. Great. I want you to do it again. I want you to maybe think about some other things you can do. But first, Riley, I'm going to bring the prompt back. Why a prompt like this? And then after that, we'll talk about what's a bad prompt. What are the no-nos, if you will, of prompt. So why a prompt like this?
So yeah, that's a great question. I think where I want to start from is the mentality around AI. The way I look at AI, and just for context before I get into that, our company uses AI for everything. So like we have our own, IDX feed, home value tools, all that kind of stuff. So we do a lot of development and coding. We don't have human coders, we have AI coders, and we just have humans that prompt the AI to code, curate, quality assurance, and launch our products, right? We have AI that manages our sales process. We have AI that communicates with our clients. We use AI through and through our business all over the place. And the reason we do that, and I promise I'm getting back to the prompt, is that the thing with AI that allows you to do that you can't do otherwise is everybody on this group right here is an entrepreneur. And we have all had that feeling as entrepreneurs where we hire a new team member or we bring in a new employee or we bring an agent on our team, and the investment of time and energy it takes to take the thing in your brain inherently and get it inside of their brain inherently is excruciating sometimes. It has to happen. I'm not saying that it's wrong. It's just it has to happen, right? AI allows you to skip that entire process as long as you understand one key thing. Your prompt with AI, as direct as you make it, you will get the most direct and accurate response. So imagine with a new employee, right? Let's say an ISA that's nurturing your database for you. Training an ISA on script is entirely to get them off of script, right? But off of script means they need to understand how you want them to talk and what you want them to say and the conversation you want them to curate. With AI, you can tell them everything you want it to do, and it will just do it perfectly, right? And it skips the entire training and education and learning from mistakes process. So to answer the question Robert's asking me, the prompt here is extremely direct, right? If you gave that prompt to a human, that would be challenging for the human to go, okay, I think I understand what you want me to do. Where do I go to find that information? How do I curate this information? What do you want me to do with it? Right here, we are telling the AI exactly what we want it to do. And you can even go deeper. And after it says deliver these in clear and accurate, simple ways, you can say curate the delivery inside of 10 social media video scripts 10 email market updates, and 10 blogs that I can put on my website that are SEO optimized. Go. And
And
then it
we will have those prompts, guys, for you in the newsletter tomorrow. We will have 9 prompts for you that will help you to do exactly that. Uh, I love that Riley brought that up because now it's like I'll tell you more about it in just a minute. So, so let's quickly, just real quick, before we do a quick breakout room. Riley, what is a bad prompt then? I mean,
yeah,
I feel like we kind of got a good prompt for straightforward and direct, crystal clear,
no.
right? So then what's a bad prompt?
A bad prompt is it's you kind of have so imagine like I was a horrible student in high school, so I promise you whatever I say is probably gonna be incorrect. But you remember like in like trigonometry where you had like the graphs where you had like the skewed side this way, the skewed side that way, and then like the perfect box in the middle where you want to land, right? When it comes to a good prompt, you want to land in the middle. You want to land with very direct, very specific requests and telling it exactly what you want it to do. Now, there's two other sides to this. There's the side that's extremely vague, where it's, hey, create a market report for me in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. There's nothing for the AI to go do with that. It's going to go way too deep, way too broad, and you're not going to create any value.
Right. Are you talking market report for jobs? Are you talking market report for
Exactly.
housing? What type of market report are you even talking about? And what do you want from those market reports?
And if you also don't tell it how you want it to act, that's one of the biggest keys. I know I want to jump back right here to the good part of this is like, I want you to act as a local real estate market expert for this area. If you don't give it, hey, this is the seat, this is the hat I want you to wear, well, then again, it's just confused. So that's a bad prompt in terms of the lack of information. However, you can also make a horrible prompt with too much information, right? Robert said it earlier. We were talking about this, and I don't want to steal his thunder. He said it perfectly. He was talking about kind of like the analysis paralysis, right? Like too much overthinking. AI is a classic overthinker, right? If you say to AI, I want you to do this, and this, and I want you to do it this way, and I want you to have this information, blah, 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 and you give it all this stuff, the AI is also going to go off the rails because it's trying to process all this information that doesn't necessarily make sense. Again, all of us have had that experience before where somebody gives us a direction and you're like, you just told me to do 7 things, none of which make sense or align together, right? So the bad prompts can be lack of direction and lack of information or too much direction and too much information, right? So give it
Yes.
a very specific goal that you want it to create and why you want it to create it, how you want it to create it, and then you're golden.
All right. Now it's your turn, guys. All I want you to do is copy and paste the prompts. Some of you already done it. Fine. Do it again and see if when you do it again, one, do you get the same result? I'd be very curious. I want to know. And then two, see if there is something else for those, again, who have done this already. When I put it in the chat, see if there is something else that you could bring value, something that would be relevant to a buyer and or seller that for them to know. So I'm going to drop it in the chat. Remember the parts are going to change. Super straightforward. Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Okay? Unless you live here. Okay? Welcome, neighbor. But otherwise, you're going to change the Murfreesboro, Tennessee part. Everything else is fine. I want you to keep it for February. So we're all working in the same month. Okay? The most recent closed month, if you will, past month. Okay. All right. If you're watching right now, we do live breakout rooms where you get assigned a partner who's going to walk through the process with you that you learn in the calls in real time together. You'll put it into action. And then for the next week, they'll also be your accountability and solution buddy who will just help you through that and the assignment for the week. So we would love to see you on the live call so you can get into these breakout rooms. We can go into what I want to do is go into breakout rooms and do this so you can be hyper focused with a partner because then I want you to read the information out loud to your partner. So you'll go in. Again, I don't care what AI you use. We personally focused predominantly on ChatGPT because it's the most common, and then we tried also DeepSeek because it was very powerful as well. There's perplexity. There's oh my gosh, I don't even know anymore. There's a bunch of others that you can use. It's fine. We showed you basically the results you need to get. So if you can do a breakout room, just type yes in the chat for me real quick. And again, this will not be long. We're going to do this for like 5 minutes because it doesn't even take 5 minutes to do this. When you get into the chat room, remember to exchange information with the person in the room with you. That's going to be your accountability partner for the week. You're going to copy and paste the template. And what I'll do is I'll broadcast the template to you guys once you're in the breakout rooms, the prompt for you. Do it. And then I want you to read it out loud. And the reason we read it out loud is to make sure that when you say it out loud, it makes sense. If it doesn't, now you just learned what you need to talk to your prompt about. Now you just learned what you need to say. If I read it out to Riley and I'm saying it out loud, and either Riley or myself is like, huh? Or Riley looks at me and goes, okay, but how is that relevant to me? Guess what? You now just learned the next prompt. The next prompt is make this relevant to insert whoever you're talking to, whoever you're targeting with this. Okay? Does that make sense, guys? We on the same page? All right, and again, make sure you drop yes in the chat. Looks like most of you have. We're going to do the breakout rooms. I'll broadcast the prompts for you. We're not going to do this long. Couple minutes, that's it. Then we'll come back. We'll do some Q&As. We got some extra resources. It's going to be awesome. So I'm just going to go right down the list. Here we go. Let me add a couple rooms. Let's go, Andrea and Barbara. They're going to be the next ones. Don't worry, you'll get an invitation in a minute. I just have to do them all. Sunny and Steven, Bonnie and Carrie. Okay. Loving all this. Yeah, look at you guys. You're getting in on these breakout rooms. It makes me so happy. You don't even know how important it actually is for you to go and do the thing. To just go and do the thing. There's so many agents who come to trainings and they never do anything. They never do. And then they wonder why. Someone's faster, always faster than them, always a step ahead of them, right? Now you're the person that's going to be a step ahead of everybody else. All right, let's see. Kristen, Rosanna, we got Kathleen and none yet. Awesome. All right, so then Seema, Lori Gajarski, Janine, Isabel, interview. Okay, Seema, you got to go. No worries. Have a good medical appointment. Glad you made it. Replay will come tomorrow for you. No problem. So if, I'm going to do the breakout rooms. If I miss somebody after you don't get an invitation, just let me know. I'll take good care of you. All right, here we go. Invitations going out, guys. Go ahead and join them. Have some fun. Again, we'll broadcast the prompt for you. Getting all those invitations, getting all those invitations. All right. So now that leaves Lori Jajarski. Forgive me for butchering that. And Janine and Isabel. Any of you guys want to go into a breakout room? Did I miss you? Janine, Isabel, Lori, did I miss you? Or are you good? You're just hanging out with Riley and I as we're going to talk a little bit more about prompts. I'm going to assume you're just going to hang out with us. Awesome. So let me broadcast the prompt to them real quick, Riley.
Yeah.
Oh, broadcasts don't let me actually do that. Well, I hope they copied and pasted in the chat like I told them to. Then it doesn't actually let me. I can only do like a tweet, basically, small tweet. So hopefully, part of what I really love about doing this, Riley, and when we were discussing what should we bring about AI, is that I think that what I'm seeing a lot with AI is just very clearly gurus trying to sell courses, and very clearly gurus trying to sell generic information.
Oh, yeah.
Versus how do we solve a very real problem with our target audience? And so basically, they do the exact opposite of what we taught everybody here, which is take information that's relevant and make it hyper relevant, basically, to your real estate target audience, buyers and sellers. So what are some of the, give me some examples of market reports or even teams, maybe? I know you work a ton with teams. Have you seen teams start to adopt market reports and AI? We all know the big teams will do market reports. That's a pretty common thing,
Yeah.
right? Are you seeing more use AI to build these out?
I'm seeing, so there's an interesting trend happening. I think that you made a comment earlier about like the gurus online that are just talking about like general information. One of the things that I'm seeing happening, especially with the big teams around leverage, is they're working with So yes, they'll do stuff like this, right? A lot of this stuff will be, newsletters they create in-house that are market reports that get sent out. Or honestly, one of the use cases that I'm finding a lot of big teams are using for their agents is, we all know still the best way to, help people buy or sell, educate and or build relationships is belly to belly, or at minimum on the phone, right? And so something I've seen a lot of big teams doing, especially with lots of agents, is they'll send out a text or send out an email to people saying, "Hey, I've got this customer market report. I'd love to share it with you and answer any questions that you have." Right. And then that call to action is call me. The call to action is respond to me, engage with me, get them on the phone, and then live say, "Hey, what's the number one question you have about the
Mm.
market?" And then they will build the market report around that question and send it out to somebody, right? So like it's a great call to action of, let's, maybe we're not going to say, we're not going to try to sell you something, we're not going to send you bucketed information, right? Like we're giving even more context. So I see a lot of big teams doing that with their agents. But overall, yes, what Robert has built for you guys right now, this is one of the most prominent use cases that I see. Big teams, small teams, solo agents, everybody we work with is utilizing AI in this way, because it's just analyzing information in a way that is smarter, faster, easier, and
Yeah.
better than ever possibly before. And it again just makes you guys look like, the professionals.
I really loved what you said earlier on the call when you were talking about fast marketing.
Yeah.
This one of the number one indicators for a successful startup, which I'm going to relate that to real estate agents. I think we're all a bunch of small startups
Yep.
um, that are trying to get to a place where we have consistent revenue to sustain ourselves. Um, and we have a certain amount of market share, and we have that profitability. So one of the most key indicators for a startup success, why someone can come to a space that's already dominated by massive companies and win, is speed, their ability to adapt. And so, one of the worst things that I see startups and real estate agents, now I'm talking specifically to real estate agents, is either they don't do anything at all. They just say it's too much, there's too beyond them, or it's too time consuming, or it's too expensive. There's always a reason. And I get the paralysis, guys. I'm not even harping on you there. I get it. Or they plan it all out. Guilty, by the way. So unbelievably guilty of trying to map out years worth of marketing and follow up and posts and creating the templates and everything like that. And then either one, it sucks, so I wasted all that time, or two, I just never get it done. And so I never see any results. But now with I feel like empowered to just go do the thing right now. Like
Yeah.
the fact that I don't have to sift through a bunch of market data, the fact that I can say to AI, here's my market report. Now help me make 3 short form scripts. By the way, we'll help prompts for that. Make me 3 short form scripts that I can use. But here's what's even cooler, right? This is what I love about AI. You can just talk to it, like you said earlier. I think we were talking before the call about this. You can talk to AI about your fears and your worries too. And you can say, listen, I'm nervous on camera. I don't want to show my face. You could tell it to script something where you don't show the face. You could tell it, hey, I suck at video editing. So help it to have the least amount of video editing necessary to produce this. Like, you have a best friend and a best companion in your business right now, and it will do everything it possibly can to achieve the results you're looking for. And to be honest, I don't think you could ever hire someone to do that. Not to say you don't need boots on the ground, you do, but you can use them in a more strategic, efficient, and empowered way than ever before, thanks to AI,
Hmm.
right? And for me, I just feel empowered. For me, I'm just like, yes, I'm gonna go do the thing. I'm gonna go do the thing. All right, well, I'm gonna give them a minute, and then they're coming back. So I don't know. That's why market reports have been around forever. I mean, shoot, the federal government uses them, uh, right? Powell for um, his updates on interest rates and inflation. Market reports are actually a very important thing, um, but making them relevant is the key aspect. Taking something that is important and making it relevant to someone, because if it's not relevant, It could be life-saving news and nobody would care. It's sad to say that, but that's just the truth, right? If I came to you right now, Riley, and I was like, and if we do this with this gene splicing and this and this and this, and it's in this very technical way, you'd be like, uh-huh,
Mm.
okay. I'm going to get back to things that I actually care about. But if
Yeah.
I spoke your language, you'd be like, wait a second, that benefits me. That
Mhm.
can help me. And that's what we're kind of trying to help them do with these market reports. Welcome back, guys. Hello. I'm so happy to see you all coming right back to us. So tell me, drop in the chat just real quick, how to go. All right. Like, how are the prompts that came out? How are some of the results you got? What was it like reading out loud? Just give me some of the feedback as you do this, okay? I want to know. Andrea, it went great. Like that. Always like hearing that. Let's keep it coming. Give me some more feedback, guys. It's okay, by the way, if you ran into issues. Welcome to AI. It's not perfect. You're going to have times where you put in a prompt and it doesn't work, right? Lori, great. We were surprised to see some of the info we gained about the areas we chose. Heck yeah. Sonny, amazing results. How can relate this to eggs? I got you, Sonny. I don't know if you're serious or not because I know you're super sarcastic, but actually, you very much can. Steven, pretty good. Steven, I don't know. Is that a pretty good, like an actual pretty good, or is it pretty good, like, I was disappointed in it? I'm curious. Bara got some good insight. Rosanna, love it. Would have to tweak it in a little bit. That's right. You're going to learn how to talk to AI. You're going to learn how to make it relevant. It is a never ending process, by the way.
Yeah, I want to jump on that real quick. So, Rosanna, one of the things, make sure that you don't tweak it outside and waste your time trying to tweak it. Go back to the AI because it's going to learn and it's going to build a knowledge base. That's one of the things that I think a lot of people don't haven't wrapped their head around yet with AI is that if there's something there that you want to tweak, go to the AI and say, hey, you didn't get the messaging right around this. I'm looking for this type of messaging with this data. Could you please redo the prompt and follow this type of messaging I'm looking for? And then over time, the AI is going to learn about you. Like, for example, the other day I went to our AI and I said, hey, I'm looking to build a new marketing campaign. Take everything you know about our product and build
Mm-hmm.
a marketing campaign around this message. And the AI had all the knowledge about our product from every previous prompt, all the PDFs and information I've given it. So it's going to learn about you. Don't take it outside of the AI because that won't create more leverage for you long term.
Yep. I love it, guys. You're learning real quick. You're still going to have some work to do. You're always going to have some work to do, by the way. All the people who sell you on those ads, AI will do everything and you won't have to be hands on. Listen, listen. John Cheplack makes tens of millions of dollars a year in real estate, and he writes his newsletters himself. Okay? The best of the best almost always still write their copy. And let me tell you the truth, right? Those who don't, they don't get paid for their copy. They get paid for something else, okay? If let me Steph Curry, he is not paid for his ability to write copy. He is paid for his ability to perform on the basketball court. Okay? Right? You guys follow me? You guys, copy is actually a really big deal for us. So you can't just copy and paste. These will generate the reports. They'll do a lot of the heavy lifting, 80%, 90% for some of you, but you need to come in, need to tweak it, make it relevant. So let's keep it quick. Accountability for the week. Generate the market report for two of the main areas you serve. Okay? Two of the main areas you serve. Do the 5-minute market report like we showed you. Remember, it'll be in the newsletter. I'll put it in copy and paste too, so you have it for reference. Make it easy for you. Choose the methods you'll be sending it to your database. That means like text, right? Social media. Don't worry, I've got prompts for you. Send it to your entire database. Send it to your entire database. Yes, believe it or not, just do it. Robert, but what if they listen? They're probably not talking to you anyway. They probably haven't heard from you. And the best way to get feedback on whether this is relevant or not is you sending it. It's not like it's bad information. It's not bad information. Your audience will teach you how to do this. Okay. Um, okay. Track how many responses you get. See who's responding. This is a very curious thing. Okay. It's very important for you to know. Does anybody even care about this? If they don't care, you know the information's important, but they don't respond, it's telling you that the way you sent it to them is still not relevant. You guys understand that? Does that make sense? You follow me? Okay. And then you can always follow up with them. If I send this to Riley today, I'm not just going to be like, great, now Riley's going to call me tomorrow and tell me to list his house. First of all, I don't even know if he got it. I don't even know if he read it. I'm going to follow up with him in 24 to 48 hours where it's still fresh. And I'm going to just ask him if he received the report. It's simple. So I just helped you with 2 follow ups, guys. 2 follow ups now. And here's what's great, I can follow up again. I can send him another report. I could try to tweak it. I could be like, take this market report and make it sarcastic and humorous. Maybe Riley's like, man, I'm sick of these salespeople. I don't care. My goal is to bring value to Riley, and I will try every method to do that. I would love to know your prompt results in the Agent Alliance Facebook group, guys. Drop them there. I want to see the results you got because I'm seeing some variations. I bet Riley would love to see this as well. I bet other people in the call would love to see the prompts you got. So just tell us what prompt you used and the result you got, and drop in the Agent Alliance Facebook group. And maybe we'll have some feedback or some suggestions for you. Okay. You know the newsletter, guys. It's now at over 400 agents, and I've only had it for like 6 weeks now. I'm going to give away 9 powerful prompts to you. I designed and tested these myself, and I use these. Where you can write engaging newsletters that get opened and read, create short form videos that attract buyers and sellers, craft long form videos that position you as the go-to expert, send text campaigns that drive real engagement, design a PDF market report in Canva effortlessly. I should have crossed out the word effortlessly. Listen, you're still gonna have to put a little bit of design work because you're inputting information. Post on social media with confidence and clarity. So you're like, what should I put? And plus the prompt from this call, copy and paste so you don't have to stress. All of this I'm sending you in the newsletter, okay? On how you can take the information you just learned and make it relevant in all of these formats. Who would find value in that? Would that be helpful to you to have just a copy and paste prompt that you just drop in there with the information you already got and say, turn this into what you're seeing here? Would that be useful? Drop it in the chat with a yes if that would be useful to you, if that would be something that you would absolutely like. Because I spent a lot of time on it, but if you guys said no a bunch, I'd be like, okay, well, I'm not doing that again. I'm not even kidding, right? So yes. Let's see. Misa, drop the link in the chat, please, for the newsletter. You guys might be signed up, and we'll get you taken care of. And I also, speaking of making it relevant to you, I've been working really hard on condensing the newsletter, and now on average it takes about 5 minutes to read. So I'm really thinking of you guys and your time. There we go. Misa just dropped it for us. So now, thank you guys. Q&A. What you got? Drop some questions. I know some of you have had varying results. Remember to drop your prompts inside the Facebook group too. Right now, 34,000 members in there. Woohoo! So drop some questions. We got a couple more minutes, and Riley and I will do our best to answer them. So maybe, how do we tie this to current events and egg prices? Sonny, you just learned a prompt. I don't know if you're being sarcastic or not, but I'm going to assume you're sincere. You can literally go to the AI. As long as you're good with the information it gave you, right? Focus on one thing at a time. First, make sure you've got the right information to work with, the market report. That's important. Once you have that, then you move on to the next instructions, right? Now you go, okay, right? Tell me how to take this and make it relevant to people who are worried about the increase of shopping, groceries. And then you can have it do varying things. Have it be something witty about egg prices. And then have it be something serious about the cost of groceries going up. Right? Just talk to it. You just told yourself how to talk to it, Sonny, because remember, there's a root problem. People aren't actually worried about prices of eggs, right? There's a deeper problem. People are just worried that they do not have enough money to compensate for the increase of costs happening around them. You see how I just extracted that information? I understood the root cause. And now I can have AI help me make it relevant. All right. Who's got some other questions? Anything like that? Riley, I know it's about to hit 10 on the clock. I know you probably got to go if you do. But
You're good.
I'll stick around, guys, for another 5-10 minutes for you if you've got additional questions or we're testing things out. Um, Barbara, are loss of job? Possibly. So this is okay. I'm so happy you guys are bringing up these things. Okay. And then Riley, make sure you nod along with me if you agree with any of this. Okay.
Mm.
Talking about egg prices, talking about loss of jobs, very big thing right now. You have to be the problem solver. Real estate is one of the best investments someone could ever make to protect them and their family. It is one of the few assets that historically has always, yes, there's been fluctuations down and up, but historically has always appreciated. Their car, by the way, their job rarely has ever kept pace with needs. Real estate is something that they can protect themselves from. Let me give you an example, okay? If you don't own a home, it is very hard to go sublease a room to create income for you. If you do own a home, you can. If you don't own a home, you can't have a HELOC where you pay interest only. And I'm not telling you to do this, I'm showing you options. So you could go to the prompt and you could go to ChatGPT and whatever, and you could say, hey, listen, my people, my clients are afraid of this, this, and this. How can real estate help them with these? How can real estate be an asset to them to overcome these fears and concerns? You guys follow me on what I just said? Take that in for a moment. Really take that in. That's the deep root of what your job is, and that's what AI is helping you do faster and more efficiently. Is solve real problems and real fears and real concerns. The things that are getting in the way, the things that people say, if I can't figure out these problems, I'm not even ready to talk about real estate. Now, can you afford to work with people who aren't ready to buy and sell? You have to work with people who are ready to buy and sell, which means you have to help them get there. And the only way you'll do that is solving real problems. And notice how that all started with a 5-minute market report. And you built out the relationship. You made it relevant. You showed them. Sonny, you asked the right question. How do I make this relevant to someone who just told me they are genuinely worried about egg prices? Barbara, you asked the right question. How do I make this relevant to someone who's worried about their job security? Right? Thank you guys for staying over again. I love that you're here. Can't wait to see your prompts. Again, we'll be sending out the 9 additional prompts in the newsletter tomorrow. I'm so excited to see the results you guys get from that too. I can't wait. There's some good ones in there, man, that I've worked hard on. Any other questions? I'll give you like maybe 2 more minutes, then I got to run. So, any last questions, comments, concerns, anything like that? See you, Barbara. Thanks for being here. There you have it. How to get 2 deals a month from Facebook groups with no ads, not spending a dime, and even if you suck at social media. And you don't even have to have your own group. You can just leverage other people's groups. And so make sure that you subscribe to the Agent Alliance newsletter so that you can get the replays, the slides, and extra details, insights, assets, connections, resources, you name it, for free. Okay? And also get in the Agent Alliance group so you can connect with others just like you. And of course, keep coming to these live calls where we get interactive, we do breakout rooms, and we just crush it together.